Why, hello, YouTube. This is Baylor Mage again, and this is our day one update. For those who don't know, we started in a private league this time with about 140 people in it, all from chat. Big group found league, so no trading for currency. Everything is free and freely given and freely taken. So this time I'm far out of my comfort zone because I plan on killing bosses, which I don't normally do, and I'm gonna have to do it in a very limited environment where I don't have access to trade, so quite out of my comfort zone. Also, those of you who have watched me long enough know that usually my go-to deal is I make a ton of money and then I use that ton of money to overpower any content that I need to run. That was starting to get a little stale, so this is going to be very, very different. It's very different for me. So I decided to go with Hexblast mines as a starter, which means I started as Pyroclast mines because you can't league start Hexblast mines. I'm roughly following Palstron's build. He's got a YouTube video out for it and also a max roll build guide. So that's the one I'm following. This is not my own build. I'm just roughly following that one. However, being stuck in a private league and being quite in front of the pack on average in that private league meant there was very little for me to buy. Well, nothing for me to get from other people really. So it led to a little bit of a struggle. I was stuck on a 4-link in Pyroclast mines for most of the day, like the first 16 hours or so, which I also did the league mechanic almost constantly because it's super, super fun, but oh boy, does it make things difficult. So I didn't progress nearly as far as I normally do. I did get into red maps. I did not get any watchstones. Towards the end of the day, we finally got a cursor hit ring and a profane proxy, so that led me to being able to change to Pyroclast mines, and I squeezed into a 5-link. So that's made things a little bit better too. I, in the last hour or so, went from low yellow maps into tier 14 maps, so that was some pretty quick progression, but at the end of 22 hours, that was going to be enough for me. So we're going to jump in game, show you where we've caught up to, and show you the path of building. Here we are in game. I only have the first baby invite for the blue guy. Nothing for the Searing Exarch yet. And we have a barely maintainable map pool. We have 2 red maps currently. Those will be what I'm running starting with tomorrow morning. That is all I currently have. You may notice something a little bit weird. I'm leaning on a bit of a crutch right now. I don't have any gems in my boots, any gems in my helmet, or any gems in my gloves. That has been the whole time. That has been the entire time. And that is because I'm currently using this Ascendancy, which I picked up very early in Act 3 and has been fantastic to me, but it has well outlived its usefulness. I should have, somewhere in early white maps, stopped doing this and re-geared my character. But right now, I have the 50 all res from not having sockets in a helmet, which is the struggle to get out of because it's just like a crutch. I'm just like lent on that 50 all res way more than I should have. So I don't have any of my support gems, don't have wither totems, don't have any custom damage takens, anything like that. We've got 25% increased maximum life from the gloves not having sockets and 30% movement speed from the boots not having sockets. Unfortunately, there's nothing else in here I want. So I was supposed to change over to charms and put some charms on, and frankly, I just didn't get to it. It's been a little bit of a struggle to like find the right gear and whatnot. Very far outside of my comfort zone, so tomorrow for sure we're going to drop this and we're going to get some charms on because some of these charms look absolutely disgusting. So this is how my current tree looks. We've got, I think, 98% suppress or so, which is close enough for me for right now. We've got very little in the way of life nodes even available to us, but we still managed 4.1k because of the gloves. I'm also leaning on these pretty heavily for 100% increased spell damage, other than the fact that they do also give 400 life. But my tooltip here is 6.5k, and if I just lose that, I go down to 5k, which is a pretty big jump for just the glove slot, but that is also a crutch, so we will be replacing that tomorrow as well. I've got a gull. That's been some borrowed power where I can just pick up some free shrines and move around, but otherwise I do not have enough mine throwing speed. My gear is mostly trash. My chest is sort of okay, but the character's been doing pretty well. Despite that, even my flasks are bad. We are up to only 61 completion, which is so much slower than I normally do in a trade league. So much slower, but I've been really enjoying it. I've had a ton of fun. The lead mechanic is fantastic, and some of the tinctures that we've been seeing and the charms we've been seeing are absolutely disgusting. Someone on day one in our private league got a mage blood from a reliquary key. That was a hype moment. I can't believe that happened. But honestly, this has been a fantastic league start. All right, I do have a path of building here. My hits on bosses, this is set to Guardian and Pinnacle bosses, which obviously I'm not doing, but that's how we record DPS, just to keep track of stuff. My individual hit DPS here is 226k. That's per mine. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how to figure out what the actual like DPS is in this build, but it seems relatively high just from like playing it. It seems like I'm doing quite a lot of damage all the time, always freezing things, always shocking things. It's been really smooth. Right now, I'm not even running Grace or Determination. I'm literally running Purity of Elements, which I had been running to cap my resistances, but as you can see right now, I am quite a bit over resistances now, so we'll have to be changing that tomorrow as well. But been super fun. I'm going to link this path of building just so people can see where I'm at. But what I will say is that if you're trying to do this build, or you've been trying to follow me, you shouldn't be necessarily following me. You should be following Palstron's build guide, because that's what I'm loosely following, and I'm new to all this. All right, that is everything. I am going to go to bed. This has been a very long day. I'm going to go get 6 hours sleep, and we're going to go again. I will see everybody next time. Goodbye.